Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price right now. As I was scrolling through my Twitter feed and I started seeing bears talking about Bitcoin rejecting 45,000 US dollars, or bulls talking about if we break above 45,000, we go straight into price discovery. And a lot of these things are true and on the table, but realize this, with Bitcoin testing its 20-week moving average to close the week, and the S&P 500 also testing its 20-week moving average to close the week, meaning they're both at the same place, there's a very specific scenario we could expect for Bitcoin. And the first thing to talk about is the fact that Bitcoin whales are returning, and we're seeing the biggest trend reversal in over a year. Notice how entities with over 1,000 Bitcoin in their wallets have hit a new high for this recent consolidation. Why is this important? Well, it justifies the fact that institutions have been accumulating Bitcoin and that the floor is going to continually rise. Institutions were accumulating at 42,000, they were accumulating at 38,000, and so this is now confirmed. The other side to this is the fact that the S&P 500 is so correlated to Bitcoin, of course, and we have to monitor the revolving parts as we start to see futures markets open tomorrow. And so far, Bitcoin has maintained price action above 43,000 US dollars, where we have the monthly open, and of course below 44,800, where there's major resistance, and we've seen a garden variety reaction to that level. The chart's telling us it's an important level, but we haven't rejected that area. And that's clear with the institutional volume that we've yet to see sell pressure on that side. Now, check this out. If we're talking about the S&P 500 and Bitcoin's correlation, I want you to read this. Smart money has been buying the dip. In January, commercial hedgers held more than $125 billion of S&P 500 futures net short, and over the past week, they flipped that to a $25 billion net long position. If you look at this chart and you see how institutions are now long for the S&P 500, unlike they were over a week ago, that tells you and justifies the case right now that we are certainly seeing a shift in sentiment. Maybe we saw the worst of the news, the fundamentals have really pressured assets, and now we're starting to see them move back into their normal direction. If Bitcoin breaks above 45,000 US dollars, keep in mind we are getting above the 20-week moving average, which means that we move back inside of a bullish trend, and the likelihood that we could see price discovery exponentially increases. So there's a couple things on the charts I'm going to share with you, and we'll wrap up this video update. I know it's a quick weekend update, so smash like button for the YouTube algorithm snipers if you support this content. But there are two very specific scenarios we could expect with Bitcoin right now. We are currently playing inside of the range with a resistance of 44,800 and a support of 41,950. Any sideways price action between this range is totally garden variety market behavior. We also know that right now Bitcoin is testing its 20-week moving average, just like the S&P 500. Maybe we have to wait until the S&P 500 opens for us to see it justify Bitcoin moving to its next target, which would be 49,700 on the snipers chart. And that would also allow Bitcoin to test its 200-day moving average. Keep in mind, Tesla has already moved above all of its daily moving averages. So if we see decisive hourly and 4-hour candles close above 44,800, we could confirm this breakout. And guess what? We've yet to see either one of those. I talked about this yesterday, snipers. For those tuned in, if we look at the 4-hour chart, the only candle we've got that tested 44,800 was a bearish candle. And so we were expecting this sideways momentum for Bitcoin, but we're actually seeing strength so far because we have even come down to test 43,000 US dollars where we have the monthly open. This could be on the table before the S&P 500 opens. If we come to 43,000, maybe that would be a good place to enter long positions. But the point is, we are testing this important level. We've yet to see institutional sell pressure and a reaction to this area. And we know institutions have positions just below this area at 42,000 all the way down to 35,000. So at this point, this pattern that we've been covering over the last few weeks is still valid. The Adam and Eve bottom and the ascending triangle to potentially break us out to 58,353. I believe it's still on the table. If we start to test 41,950, that's the major support. I'll get another video out, but until then, we cannot be assuming downside targets. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. It's a great time to hear from the community, see what your perspectives are. And with that, thank you all for tuning into the Snipers channel today. That's all I have for you. And I'll see you guys next time. Snipers